what I want to do is perform for you what I hope will feel a bit like a quote-unquote traditional magic trick. You're going to see in a second why I put those quote marks there. You should never trust someone, by the way, who comes to you with a deck of cards. I'm taking off my watch so you know there's nothing up my sleeves, which are already rolled up. Have a look at my deck of cards, by the way. You can see it's a deck just like yours. There are such a thing as trick decks, like they're all the same card. Or if you have a look at the back, as I shuffle them, there's a pattern on the back. Who's got this deck of cards, by the way? Because there's many sets of these. Who's got the, yeah, at the back? So you got the same design, right? To the rest of us, as you're looking at them quickly, all those back designs look the same, don't they? But some magicians have a deck that's set up so that there's very subtle differences between one card and the next. So they're like, oh, I actually know that this is the 8 of diamonds because I've memorized the pattern, right? But hopefully you're satisfied that this is a normal deck. Are you okay with that? Yeah? Okay, fantastic. Now, for this next part of the trick, I actually need a volunteer. Actually, no, maybe I'll do it this way. I just realized, because I'm, in case you haven't worked out, I'm filming this, and I don't want to necessarily, I haven't gotten like, what's it called? Authority to publish? That type of thing, right? I haven't done that for anyone. So I'm going to actually do this a little differently. What's your name here in the front? Aria. Okay, Aria, you're going to help me in a second, but just before we do that, I'm actually going to try and use all of you to do this next part. Usually I would have someone sit where I'm sitting and I would give them instructions and they would select a card, but we're going to use all of you together to help me out. Okay, so Aria, just take this deck of cards here. Could you just, as I talk through all of this with the class, just gently shuffle them? No hurry or anything like that. Just make sure they're very mixed up. Okay, who shall I ask? It's David, isn't it? David, you were first in the class, so I'm going to reward you by having the final decision. Okay, so we're going to come back to you in a moment. Let's see, who can I ask next? Can I get a volunteer? Okay, yeah, what's your name? Gamia. Gamia, can you pick? We've got 3 rows here of cards, right? First, or rather top, middle, bottom. Which row would you like?
Middle.
Middle. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all of these cards here. Okay. And David, right? David, of these 3 cards, left, middle, right, which one would you like? Left. Okay, so this is your card right here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, this part's tricky because I'm going to need to persuade you that I'm not about to see what's happening. Okay. So to do that, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take off my glasses, right? So I'm suitably blind. Okay. I'm also going to put my hand on the card so that I know which one it is, and I'm going to cover my eyes, which are already closed. I'm going to cover my eyes so I'm not looking. Okay. Are you satisfied? Like some of you, if you like, just watch me. Don't bother watching the screen, just so you can convince yourself that I'm not watching. Okay. I lost where the card is. It's that one, right? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this card over, and I'm doing that so that you can memorize what card it is. Okay? Now I'm going to do that right now. I don't know if I can pick it up. All right, here we go. Now, I don't know what card it is. Hopefully you can all see it. Actually, can you give me an indication? Can you see it? Yep. Yep, okay. Don't say it aloud, obviously, but have you memorized it? Yeah, you're happy to remember it? You must memorize, because this trick is much less impressive if I get to the end of this trick, and then I'm like, is this your card? And you can't remember, okay? So, you're content. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this card, here it is, right here. I'm going to turn it back over, and then where's my pile? It's here, right? Okay, I haven't looked at the card. It's just gone on the top there. Are you satisfied that I've kept my eyes hidden this whole time? Yep, okay. Do you mind? Is it invisible now? Can I open my eyes again?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Aria, do you feel like those cards are well shuffled? Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Now what I'm going to do at this point is the part of the trick that you're going to perform as well, okay? Now, this is the part that hopefully feels a bit like magic. I'm going to try and do one better than what a magician would do, which is like they would go through the cards, they would look at them, and they'd say, is this your card? Okay. I'm not a magician. I am a mathematician. So I'm going to try and do better than me working out what your card is. I'm going to try and get the deck of cards itself to tell me which card was the one that you chose together, right? Here's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to deal these cards out on the table. As I deal, I'm going to count down like a rocket blast off, 10, 9, 8, and so on, okay? As I count down, if the number I say aloud is the same as the number of the card I put on the table, that is the deck of cards communicating with me and telling me to stop, okay? It's a bit easier to understand if I actually just do it, right? So I'm going to count down now. I'm going to say 10. Now, I would have said 9 next, except, I don't know how many of you guys play with cards at all? Like, it's a bit old-fashioned. Yeah, a few of you, okay. Some of you know, in most card games, the court cards, the Jack, the Queen, and the King, they often have a value of 10. Not in every game, but in a lot of games, okay? So, I said 10. The deck of cards also said 10. So that means stop. Okay. I've done this once. I need to do this 4 times. Okay. So I'm going to go 10, 9, 8. Okay. Did you see what just happened? I said 8. Deck of cards said 8. That means stop. Okay. You get the idea now. I'm going to speed up a little bit because I think you understand. I said I was going to do it 4 times. So 2 down, 2 to go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay. 7. Last one. 10. Okay, Jack, Queen, King, they're all 10. I need your help one last time. 10 plus 8 plus 7 plus 10. What's that equal to? 35? Are you sure? Yeah, okay. I love how some of you are like, yeah, now I'm not sure. No, it definitely is 35. Okay, let's see if you're correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Was this your card? Okay, so remember, I said to you before, right, that you are going to be doing 4 stages today. You just learned the trick. I just performed it in front of you. You're about to do it too. I know probably some of you have forgotten what was the first thing I did at the beginning. That's fine. I'll rehearse it for you. But the key thing is you're going to perform this with the goal of understanding what just happened. Maybe some of you already think you have a clue. Like, I think I've got an idea of how some of it worked, maybe not all of it, okay? So, between the two of you, I want you to choose who's going to perform the trick first. This is a one-person trick, so one person performs it, the other person gets it done to them, okay? We'll get you into a group shortly, okay? Maybe do you want to just, as a 3, do you want to just join the group in front of you for a second? That'd be good. Okay. So, hands up, who's doing the trick? Hands up, who's doing the trick? Okay, good. I need to know who I'm making eye contact with over here. Okay, fantastic. All right. So let me review for you, hands down. For the person performing the trick, you need to know a few things. Okay, so let me just put this all back. Person performing, you need the deck of cards in front of you. Are they all shuffled, by the way? They're all mixed up? Yep, okay. Now, the first thing I want you to remember is, I gave you, Gamia, David, you helped me out with this. I gave you a genuine choice as to what card you chose, but I didn't give you all the cards to choose from. Remember that? Actually, Aria had most of the cards. He was shuffling them. Does anyone remember? How many cards could you choose from? 9. It was 9. 3 times 3, right? So the first thing I'd like you to do is, person performing a trick, could you please give 3, 6, 9 cards to the person you're doing the trick to? Can you go ahead and do that? All right. Okay. So now we switch over to the other person. Person who's getting the trick done to them, you got 9 cards now. Okay. Now what you want to do is, you got to pick the card, and obviously, performer, please look away, avert your eyes, close your eyes, whatever you need to do. Once you pick your card, right, do you remember, suppose you pick this card, right? Do you remember, what did we do with that card? I had to do this with my eyes closed. Once you pick the card, I actually asked you to memorize it, yes, and then I left it in a particular spot. It was right on the top. Do you remember that? Okay, so person who's got the 9 cards in your hand, just wait there for a minute. Person with the 9 cards in your hand, have you memorized your card yet? Yes. Yes, you got it, okay. Leave it on top, okay. Goes on the table. All right, performer, one last part of the puzzle here. You are going to take the rest of the cards and pop them right on the top, okay. Now, before I let you go, there is one last thing that actually didn't happen when I performed the trick, because when I perform this trick, it's different every single time, right? And you're about to experience it's different every time, right? There's one thing that didn't happen, and I just want you to see what happens in case, right? Suppose you're counting down. 10, 9, 8. Just suppose that wasn't an 8. Okay, let's just suppose. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Just suppose it's not a 3, okay? 2, 1. Sometimes your number never matches the cards that you're putting on the table, and that's fine. What's the last number in a countdown? 0. If you never match, your card never matches the number you say aloud, put a card on top that's blank, and that's the 0, because there is actually no 0 card in the deck. Does that make sense? Yep. Good luck, have a go, and see if it works. Off you go.